today I'm going to show you how to create layout with some Mintay goodies. I used a cut file that you can find in paper issues, and I used the POW print and the Woof title. I cut them out on my silhouette cameo. I used pieces of basic book number 2 papers to cut those POWs out, and I cut out the title Woof using paper from Woodland collection with dark wood. I cut papers into 3 by 3 inches squares for the cutting purposes. But I wanted to have them smaller, so I'm trimming every square down to the size 2 by 2 inches, which is about 5 by 5 centimeters. I just want to have this POW print in the middle, and I want all the squares to be even. So I thought it would be easier for me to do it after cutting because I wasn't sure how to exactly place the POWs. I have a picture of my puppy, Philip. He's a beagle. So I will be also using beagle cutouts from the Pets book. And while I was arranging my squares, I kind of noticed that I'm lacking 2 because I miscounted the squares I needed. So I thought I will need just a solid 2 by 2 inches squares, and I'm looking for the papers I used before, and I'm just trimming down some papers. And I will end up using 3, replacing one of the squares with POW print because it felt like it needed some sort of balance this way. So this is the moment where I'm thinking that there is something wrong in here and I need to change something, and I created another solid square, and now I'm happy how it looks. I have the title Woof, as I mentioned before, cut it out with Cameo using dark wood paper. And I'm using white cardstock, but it's just too white. I need to add some mess. So I will be adding a mixed media layer, like a very, very easy mixed media. And I wanted to back the picture because it has white outline and it's kind of combining with the background too. So I need to make it pop more. And I didn't glue it down. I used staples, so it kind of waves freely, stick only one corner. And it's time to create some mixed media background because I'm using white cardstock, and for me it wasn't messy enough. So I'm applying distress, the color is called tea dye, through the stencil. The stencil is from scrapbook.com and it has like the small paw prints, and I'm applying it with a brush. The brush is in a color like brownish beige, and I have the whole set of them. They are in the rainbow colors, so you can easily remember which one goes to which color family. And I really, really love them. They are from Waffle Flowers design, and applying inks with them, it's much smoother and easier than with like those sponge dabbers. So I'm loosely applying the post. It's easy to continue the pattern, and I just wanted to cover the middle area, not touching the edges of the page. So now it's time to add some splatters, and I'm using like the very, very last drops of this brown. I think the sweet was color of it. I have it for like 7, maybe 8 years, and it kind of dried out. So I only had like a tiny bit on the bottom of the bottle, and I used it to splash around my page, and I threw away the bottle later because I'm not using brown almost like never. So it was like the last bit of any brown mist I had in my stash, and I have like 6 pinks. I cannot even count how many turquoise colors I have, but the brown was the last one I had. But you can use like a paint or diluted ink to splatter around. It doesn't have to be any special kind of a mist. I am arranging again my squares. And when I put them on the surface, I noticed that some of them are not standing out properly. So I will back some of them with a piece of craft paper. I am also adding a piece of cardboard behind the picture because I want it to pop from the background more. But I'm not gluing it down yet because I will be adding some stitching here and there, and it will be easier for me if it will not be glued down. So as I said, I'm backing some of the squares with piece of craft paper because after adding mixed media, they kind of blended in too much. I didn't have any specific plan for this layout. Well, I had the idea in my head. I wanted to have those paw prints, but I didn't know where exactly I will end up with while I will be creating. I wanted to have those earth tones because my doggo is brown, white, and black. So I'm adding only a tiny drop of glue on the edge of the square. Some of them are glued down on the top, some on the bottom, some on the left or right side. I didn't want them to be glued flat because I will be adding stitching to them and raising the opposite edge. So it will be kind of dimensional, I kind of not, because backing some of them with the empty paw print in the middle with foam strips would be like hard because it will fall down in the middle. So I figure out it will be a fun way to embellish the page. So I sew everything with brown thread, and you can open those like page in the book, and I will be add a piece of a foam strip on the opposite edge of the stitching, so it will be raised above the surface a little bit. And those foam stripes, are my favorite 3D foam uh, 3D foam element. I love the adding dimension. I love all the 3D foam stickies like squares and circles, but this one is my favorite because it's very efficient when it comes to price. There are plenty of strips on each sheet, and they are great because you can bend them. They are great for shakers, so this is my favorite foam adhesive. This is from scrapbook.com, but I think that Waffle Flower also makes similar ones. I'm gluing down the picture of the doggo, and I'm ready to add the title to my page. As I mentioned before, I cut it out using paper from Woodland collection. I don't recall the number of the paper, but there are 6 papers in this collection, so you can easily find what exactly I used here. I picked it because it has this dark brown color, so I wanted it to stand out from the background. I'm backing each letter with the pieces of the foam, and here you can see how easy it is to bend it around. So I'm using one strip and just kind of bend it, and it's kind of flexible and easy to shape into those ovals. And it's kind of thin enough to fit into the thin letters. So after my title will be glued down, I will be able to proceed with embellishing, which is very simple in this case. I didn't add much because, as you can see already, it's quite a busy page. So I only added some dogs, like a beagle dogs and doggy embellishments from the pet book, and I fussy cutted those. This pet book, it's great because it has 6 pages. On one of them you have dogs, on the second cats, there are like reptiles and snakes, fishes and tank, and some animal accessories, and rodents like hamsters and rats and stuff. I also have this camera. This one is from Mamarazzi collection, but it's the only thing. No, not the only thing. I also got the stickers from the Mamarazzi. So I'm using all the beagles that were in the pet book, and I'm arranging like a bowl and a dog bed and bones and paw prints here and there. I wanted to use this blue bowl, but it didn't match the color scheme of my page. So I'm gluing everything down using 3D foam squares to lift it above the surface, and it's all glued down. I cut it out the part of gluing things down, and I'm adding this circle from the stickers from the Woodland collection. It's the same pattern that the title, and I'm looking for some words because I wanted to add something on top of the picture, and I reached for Mamarazzi collection. Also, the sticker I'm using right now is from Mamarazzi collection. It has all sorts of fun photography related wording like smile, snap or something. So I just added this smile please on top of the picture. And I found this piece of cork pattern lying on my desk. So I thought I will make like fishtail tag with it and add it on the side of my picture. And my page is almost done. I only wanted to add those small paws. They are from the pet book too, and I cut them out from the page with the dogs. And I'm mounting them using small circle stickers, foam stickers. So all the paws will be erased above the surface. And from what I recall, this is like the last step of the process. I hope you like how it all turned out. The page is quite simple. It didn't require any like specific packed collections. I only use neutral papers and the pet book, which is great because you can combine it with any other patterns. Doesn't have to be anything pet related, and it will fit perfectly to any pet theme. So here is the finished page and few close-ups. All the products I used are listed in the description box. Thank you so much for staying with me and watching. And here are some other videos you may like. You can also subscribe to my channel to never miss any other of new videos. Thank you for watching and bye.